Hey yo, I'm just trying to be as chilled and relaxed as possible considering how much agony I'm in. My hip. Oh my god. I'm semi doped up a little bit because, the pain, and it's so cold. It's like Jack Frost has come over and literally moved in. That's exactly what it's like. It is absolutely hell. And Dad, he's resting. He had something to eat, but like I said, he can only eat small portions of food. So he had, the sourdough bread, a fried egg and cheese sandwich. He only ate half of it. So that's better than nothing. That's good effort. Yeah. So he's resting as much as he can. He took his meds, everything's done. He's just, resting, and I'm going to have a bit of a late lunch today. I had my cup of coffee. Last night's dinner was a bit of a weird one. I'm not taking proper care of myself lately. I'm just that stressed. I just want to eat quick and easy shit, small amounts of food at this stage, guys. Like, not until we get more food, because we don't have much at the moment. But yeah, we've got enough in the freezer, like vegetables and that. So I'm going to try and make myself something nice later tonight. It might be a bit of a late night dinner, but I'll see. And I'll try and start doing exercise again. I have not exercised for nearly just over a week and a half now. And that's not good. I was meant to go out today, but because of being woken up every hour and a bit for Dad's urination, it was driving me and him nuts. It's semi-subsided now, thank God. Fucking, that was weird. Maybe because it was so cold, that also triggered it for him. I don't know. But that was batshit crazy. Drove us mad. And Chica mad too, because I had to keep getting up, and she's under the covers and she's snapping at me, whinging and whining at me every time I'd come back into the bed. She would whinge when I leave, and then she would whinge when I come back in. But she's settled. Well, for now, we'll have to wait and see what happens tonight. Oh man, this is the worst winter we've had in a while, I reckon. Last year was not as bad as this year. So Dad's right, he predicted it, right? On Christmas in 2025, he said, Clara, 2026 is going to be the worst year. And you and I are going to be affected. And many others too. And I thought, shit. And my dad's never wrong. So far he's been right. It has been the worst year for me and Dad. And for other people too. Helen, she died this year. I have been crying and grieving over her passing. She means the world to me, that woman. And I was sort of semi-crying this morning, I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, gee, she suffered a lot too before her passing, and my dad's got multiple health issues. He's got his cancer. It's very stressful, and because the doctors at the Alfred know it's going to be very difficult in the areas of getting him treatment because of his edema and other health issues, it's going to be very awkward. They said that, there's an option, but he's not going to like this option. More words than one, they said he has to semi-live at the hospital for a while. So he gets all the treatment, which means he could be there from 6 to 8 months. And I don't think my dad can tolerate that. I think maybe with Dad, maximum 1 month only, but I can't see him holding on for that long. Getting all the scans and the treatments. He'll have to get like regular fucking CT scans in there, like every 2 weeks, and it saves him having to come in and out. That's what they're getting at. And it said it's their dad's decision. It's not ours, but that's the only option we've got at this stage. But they're not willing to treat it just yet. It's a bit too early. So a bit further down the line, yes, but it means he has to come back into hospital, sadly. And that's his decision. If he says no, he wants the cancer to take him, that's what he wants. It's my dad's decision, and yes, it's heartbreaking, but what can I do? I can't force my dad to go into hospital and live there for 6 to 8 months. If that's the case, my dad's going to want certain demands met. He wants me to stay there to midnight each night instead of 9 p.m. He would want demands, and they better meet them, especially if they want him to live there for 6 to 8 months. And, you know what I mean? It's awkward, isn't it? Very, very, very awkward. If only my dad didn't have those other health issues, it would be a lot different. If only my dad wasn't bedbound, he didn't have edema, different story. He'll be able to go in himself by taxi every fortnight, get his chemo, come back home, go back in again. No issues. But because he's got multiple health issues, it's awkward now to treat him. They're stuck in a dilemma. And I understand that. I don't hold that against them. I don't blame the Alfred for that. I get that. It is awkward. He had to get that. He had to get that. Okay, being type 2 diabetic and having edema is one thing. But now that, on top, similar situation with what happened to Helen. She had suffered from Crohn's disease and then she got cancer on top, which made it harder. I don't know what type of cancer she had, if it was the similar one, blood cancer, bone marrow cancer, if it's the same one. She was probably fed up with it too, the poor thing. I don't blame her. In and out of hospital all the fucking time. Oh, and on top of it, Crohn's. Oh, poor darling, the pain she went through. I can't imagine it. Having Crohn's is the worst thing. And on top of it, the cancer. Poor darling, and she died younger than what she's supposed to. No one deserves to get cancer. No one does. I don't care what people say, like, come on. Our hopes and dreams is to die peacefully in our sleep, totally unaware of it. That's how we're meant to die. We're not meant to die by freak accidents, murder, cancers, diseases. I've got a disease too that's going to, fuck me over. I've got a chronic disease as well. It's degenerative disc disease. It gets worse with age. And I'm going to probably end up in a wheelchair when I'm elderly. That's why I'm doing everything in my power now to keep my weight under control, to sort of eliminate that issue. Even if I slash it by half, at least that's an effort. You know what I mean? At least I'm doing something, trying to make a change. This disease, it's not good. And a lot of people suffer from it. My disease. Not good at all. It's when the discs in between the vertebrae wither away and disappear, and then your vertebrae become locked and infused into one vertebra. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is awful. The youngest person I've heard has suffered from it. He's about 19 years old and he's in a wheelchair. And his girlfriend takes care of him full time, and he's in the UK, and he's totally addicted on painkillers, oxycodone, to cope with the pain. I don't want to end up like that. I don't want to be doped up to the brain every day on drugs to cope with the pain. I don't want to end up like that. I don't want to be in a wheelchair. Stuff that idea. The poor guy. And he's young. And he got it chronically. The disease came on fast and chronic for him. Poor bugger. I wonder how he's going now. I wonder if he's still alive. That would have been, how many years ago now? 4 or 5 years ago when I saw that doco. I wonder how he's going. He's on disability pension, the UK one. I don't know what they call it, if it's the same thing. And they live in a unit complex. And I saw it on YouTube somewhere. It's somewhere on YouTube. You guys are going to have to find it if you're interested in watching it. But I've forgotten the title of the doco, though. My dad might remember. But we both watched it together, and I was just in shock. I'm thinking, gee, you're young. It's so sad, isn't it? People are suffering in this world from all types of diseases. It shouldn't be this way. It really seriously shouldn't be this way for anybody. It's not good. Not good at all.